Hey guys, Chef Woocan here. How are you today? Today, I'm going to try to help you save a little money. I know everybody loves takeout on a Friday evening, whatever. They don't want to cook. But I realize that they're charging a lot of money. I mean, on average, whatever you order, $18, and you're getting less value, maybe more fillers, and it's really not worth it, and it hurts me, right? So one of the favorites that I want to show you tonight is sweet and sour chicken, all right? And it's fairly easy. Obviously, all my videos I try to make easy, and I just want to explain to you a couple of things. You just buy some chicken thighs, boneless, right? You can buy it with the bone on. It'll be much cheaper, but you'll have to debone it. But if you don't feel like doing that, buy boneless chicken thighs. And chicken thighs, when it's deep fried, you won't have that gamey taste, all right, that many of you guys are concerned with. So you tend to switch to chicken breast. But when chicken breast is fried, it tends to be a little bit more tougher. So I always use chicken thighs because it's moist and it has more flavor, okay? So cut up the chicken thighs into nice morsels, nice pieces, right? Now, in terms of the coating, it's very simple. I use potato starch, right? Now, if you've ever had Korean chicken wings and how crispy they are, the Koreans use potato starch, all right? But what they do is they deep fry it once, and then they raise the temperature a little bit more, and then they deep fry it twice, and that gives you the extra crunch. With this, we added the chicken to a bowl. We sprinkled some potato starch on. We added a dash of water, right? And we meshed it all together. And then basically, we deep fried it. Or you may say pan fried. I didn't use a lot of oil. And the oil that I used was olive oil. And if you're going to do anything, buy olive oil, okay? Because don't worry about the high flash point, because when you are stir frying, it doesn't take that much time. So you don't have to worry about it smoking up. And here is the deep fried chicken. All right, so I set it aside. All right, now the sauce is fairly easy. All right, so basically the sauce that you see and you order is basically made up of pineapple juice, sugar, a little coloring, a little ketchup, and some vinegar. All right, and then they tied it all together with a slurry sauce. The slurry sauce is a tablespoon of cornstarch with some water, and it's a thickener. So it'll bring it all together, all right? So we're gonna use pineapple juice, right, from the can. We're gonna use some pineapples. We have some onion and red and orange peppers cut up. We have our ketchup. We have our sugar, and I'm using the Splenda monk fruit, stevia monk fruit. And we have vinegar. And we'll add some maraschino cherries to make it pretty. And we will add 1 or 2 drops of red dye number 2. Now, you're not using red dye number 2 every day, so 1 or 2 drops is okay. And if you like a lot of sweet and sour sauce to go with your rice, you have a little water. All right? And here's the slurry. Slurry is cornstarch with the water. Use a spoon to mix it up. If you don't use it for a while, the cornstarch will settle, so you use a spoon to mix it all up. Right? And depending on how thick you want it, is how much slurry you add. Okay? So, we got the wok. I'm using a carbon steel wok. It'd be nice if I had the butane. You see, even chefs make mistakes. Or I forget things. Okay, so what we're going to do here is basically just add a little bit of oil. to the wok. Right? So I'll show you. You're adding a little oil to the wok. I'll stir fry the onions and the peppers. Now you don't want them completely translucent or completely done. You don't want that. Right? Then we'll saute it a little bit. You want to have a nice bite to it, so you don't want it exactly raw, and in the restaurants they dip it in hot oil, and that's not really healthy. Now we'll add some of the pineapples. It really depends on how many pineapples you want. You like a lot of pineapples. Might as well throw the whole thing in. We love pineapples here. Okay. Right. Now remember, the base is pineapple juice, ketchup, sugar, and vinegar, and water to top it off. Alright? So we'll take the pineapple juice. We'll add 1 or 2 drops. We'll mix it up to get this color. So we're also going to be adding some ketchup, so that will help bring out the color even more. And we stir fry maybe a minute or two. Right? Then we'll add the pineapple juice. We'll add about a tablespoon of ketchup. We'll add about a teaspoon of vinegar. And we'll add a little bit of Splenda stevia monk fruit. Okay. Saute it, let it boil, and then if you think it's too heavy, we can always add a little bit of water. So let that heat up a little bit. Then we'll add a couple of maraschino cherries. So as always, the presentation is very important too. Okay. So we have the sauce. This might be enough, but if you want a little bit more, just add a little water to it. Obviously, you always taste. Pretty good. Okay. Now you may want to add a little bit more color. So you can add another drop or two. So in total, I added 4 drops of dye. Okay. Now we'll add the slurry sauce. And so when you add the slurry sauce, you want it to be pretty thick. You don't want it to be so thin, because what happens is if it's so thin, it's going to make the crispy chicken coating soggy. Alright? So whenever you add the slurry sauce, you always want to cook it a little bit. Right? You always want to cook it. So this might be a little thick. We'll add a little bit more water. You don't want it to be too runny, but yet you don't want it to be too thick. So you cook it. Because if you add the cornstarch, slurry sauce, and then you serve it, it's going to be pasty. And you don't want pasty. Okay? So the cornstarch is going to bind everything together, so we're going to taste a little bit. Very good. Alright? So we got what we want. Alright? You don't have to add as much pineapple. You don't have to add as much peppers or onions. You know, you just can have the chicken. So now, it's all ready. And the flavor is all based on what you like. You want it to be more sourish, add a little bit more vinegar. And here is the chicken. Then dump the chicken. And quick stir. Coat it really quick. Right. And we have our sweet and sour chicken. Here is our sweet and sour chicken. Now, I'll be honest with you. This is only using 3 boneless thighs. We've added onion, peppers, right? Added potato starch to coat the chicken, deep fried it, and this weighs pretty heavy. This is basically 2 orders, okay? And this is enough for 4 people. So, chefwoocan, you can too, do the same. It may be hard work in the beginning, but after a while, you'll know that the things that you're doing is going to save money for you, right? So it'll be all worth it, right? So you took something to nothing, you created something that's very attractive, very appealing, and Chef Woo's going to taste it. Better than a restaurant. We have some rice. You control how sweet you want it. And you just created a wonderful dish. The actual stir fry was maybe less than 2 minutes. So why pay $18? Why eat healthy? You don't know what kind of oil they use. You know that they're using lots and lots of sugar to make it really sweet. You can control it. You can add equal portions of vinegar to sugar. Even though ketchup has a lot of sugar in it, and pineapple juice has a lot of sugar in it. I mean, once in a while is okay, but I try to offset it a little bit with monk fruit stevia. So, Chef Woocan, you can too. Now, if you want to know more recipes that I've done, I wrote a book the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook by me, Chef Woocan. And in this, explains the why. Why do you have to do certain things? Why do you have to cut the vegetables? Why is the vegetables last? Why is preparation so long? What are substitutes? What are the sites where you can get the ingredients? So a lot of this stuff you can get at your local supermarket, but if there's anything that stands out, you can actually order it at your nearest Asian supermarket or even online. So why not? And all those pictures are of my doing, okay? And my recipes are all mine. A lot of chefs, they take the recipe, they may tweak it a little bit by deleting or adding another flavor, right? And then they call it their own. So that's why there's no patent problems, all right? So I just want to let you know. So think about it. Chef Woocan, you can too. And here, aloha from the state of Maryland.